All right, exercise 14, I believe. Yeah, 14. Isometric drawing of the pavilion. First thing we have to do is you have to make sure that you set up the drawing the correct way. Very important. So you're gonna need the 30-60 triangle. This was on the materials list from way back when. You need the 30-60 triangle to um, to create this isometric. You can't use the 45. You need the 30-60 triangle. Okay. So I already got my drawing taped up the way I want to have it taped up. Here's my parallel line, or your T-square. And what you have to do first is you have to make sure that you set up this drawing so that this angle is 30 degrees, right? And then this angle is inverted 60 degrees. So you got to make sure that if I zoom down here, that this is in alignment. That line lined up with this angle here, and then this line lined up with the 30-degree angle on your 30-60 triangle. It's the first step. And tape it down, right? And then we're gonna, for the first time, we're gonna put a sheet of paper, 11 by 17 vellum. We're gonna put tape down in the portrait orientation with the 17 inches going vertical. So, and you want to place this so that the space on each side at the edge of the paper is the same. You can eye it, and you want to put it somewhere, not in the middle vertically, but a little bit towards the bottom, because we're going to be projecting lines up. So you can see the whole paper there, but I want to put this, see if I can get this edge. I want to put it, making sure the space there and there's a space there, they're even, they're looking even. That's good right there. And then, of course, you want to make sure everything is straight. Now I got to make sure it's straight here. Just making sure everything's straight. I want to tape stuff down here. Tape it in that upper right corner, upper left. Very important that that pavilion underneath is at the right angle, right? And then I'll put this piece of tape. Looks like it's going to cover. All right. Zoom up. You can see my paper all the way. Can you see that? Yeah. Let me zoom down now to the area where I'm going to be working. Right here, right in this area. Got everything set up. Got my paper vertical spacing here. Spacing match, and a little bit off-centered down. So now, in an isometric drawing, this drawing that we're doing here, the important thing to know is that I can physically measure 1/8 scale, because that's where we're at. I can physically measure each line to scale. So when I cast lines up or down, I can measure it 10 feet, for example, our walls, right? They're 10 feet. I can measure that line 10 feet in the X direction. I can also measure a line that's 10 feet going in this direction, right? The 30-degree direction. Same thing here. Any line that I draw on here, I can measure and say, hey, is that 10 feet or is that 21 feet or 41 feet? I can measure. That's very important. So now, first thing I want to do is remember that this plan, we have to go 6 inches out on each end, because this is a 48 by 48 platform, 48 by 48 grid as well, right? The platform is 49 feet by 49 feet. So it's going to measure out from this line 6 inches, because 6 inches on each side, right? It's going to give us that number of 49 feet. And I'm going to draw a light guideline like so. And in here, I already have the 6 inches because my wall, in my design, my wall comes past that. So I'm drawing the actual base. I want to do it at the top as well. I'm drawing the platform here, right? So I got that line. You can zoom down on it. 6 inches, 6 inches, that align. So that's my actual platform. Now what I want to do, it's a matter of casting lines, either up or down, right, to create this isometric drawing. I'm not going to complete this whole drawing. I'm just going to do a couple elements here. So the first thing I want to draw cast lines on is the base, because I know here's the corner of the base right here. So I'm going to draw a line going down, just a guideline there from the corner there, right? And I'm going to do one from this corner as well. Just a light guideline. I'm going to do one from this corner, which happens to be the corner of my platform and the corner of one of my walls. So I have 3 lines there that are the actual platform. This one, that one, and that one. Now we know how high the platform is off of the ground or grade, right? It's 2'6" or 30 inches. So remember, I can measure any line on this drawing. So I know the top of the platform is plus 2'6" from the ground, 0, 0. So I'm going to put my 2 right on that corner and measure down 2'6", which is right there. Let me bring the webcam down closer to my fingers. Right there. So there's the 2, 6. I got the little mark there. So now I know that that line has to go all the way around, right? Because that's the bottom of my base. So let me draw that line for you, going across like so. That's the base on that end. Now remember, I'm going to be either using this side of the triangle, the 30 degrees, or I'm going to be flipping the inverted 60 degrees, which is here. Any line that I draw on this angle is going to be parallel. For this angle, any line that I draw this way is going to be parallel all the way up. I will be drawing verticals as well. I already did that for the corners of the base, right? So now let's do some elements here. Like I said, I'm not going to complete this whole drawing. I just want to start you off here. Let's start with this wall right here. If we look at our model, bring our model back into play, right? And you should have this model with you while you're doing this exercise, just so you can look at the model and look at the drawing. Just go back and forth and use the model as a reference. But I know that I just drew this and then this on this side, right? An isometric drawing, it's not like a perspective. It's just a different type of architectural drawing that we use to communicate our ideas. So have your model with you, and I want to draw these elements here because they're up in front. So I'm going to draw that wall, and I know our walls are 10 feet high from the top of the platform, right? So I'm going to draw some guidelines from this corner right here. Bring my light down. It's because I got my drawing underneath, right? So from this corner, there's my wall. I'm going to go up, draw some guidelines. I'm going to draw where this guy hits, like that. Here are my 2 lines for my wall going up. You can see that right from the corner of the base up. So now I want to measure that line 10 feet because that's how tall our walls are. So if I put my 0 there, And I want to make sure the scale is right. Straight. 8, 9, 10. There's a dot for 10, right? So now what I can do, now I know this line is going to be this angle at 30 degrees. I know my line, or my top of my wall is right there. There's the top of my wall. Now, I got to make sure what? I got to go on this other angle for my wall, right? So, I'll flip my triangle, right? I'm going to create my top of my wall going all the way across, like so. Again, I'm drawing light guidelines. There's the top of my wall, right? Right there. That's this wall that I'm drawing here, right? But then I have this surface, I have this roof here, right? That goes right on top of that wall. So I know where that line is, right? Because the dash is underneath this paper, the floor plan, the dash is my roof where it starts. So what I can do is take that point where it hits the inside wall, just draw a tick mark or a line going up, right where it meets this wall line. That's the bottom of the roof, right? So if I want to get where the roof meets the outside, I'm just going to draw a parallel line from the line I drew below. This point right there is where the roof goes up, the thickness of that roof. So I'll draw this here line going up just a tad like that. Now, I know my roof is a foot thick, right? So remember, I can measure the thickness of the roof. I can measure any of these lines. So right there's a foot. So now what I can do, I know the bottom of the roof and I know the top of the roof, right? And the bottom is right here where it sits. Let's draw a line going across. And then I know the top of it is right there. So I can draw that line going across. So there's the side of my roof. And here's where it lands right on top of that wall, right? Let's draw the bottom of this wall here. The bottom, that one's simple, right? Because all I have to do is take this point, make sure that I use the inverted 60-degree angle on this. And then I'm going to go back to where I can't see it anymore because this roof is going to cover that. I won't see this wall going all the way across because the roof covers it. So I'm just going to draw a line. This is where the wall hits the platform. Right to the underside of that roof, right here. That's the roof line. And this will all become clear when I'm going to start darkening in these lines because it can get confusing because you have lines over the work underneath. Let's draw this window in, right? Actually, let's draw what we have already so it can be a little clearer. I'm going to hard line. That's what I mean. I'm going to hard line. And you may want to do this too, hard line as you go along. Spinning my pencil here. My drawing might get a little bit messy because I'm drawing right on it. When usually I draw the guidelines first, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to hard line these lines in. Okay, and then I'm going to hard line this line in where the wall meets the platform here. Spinning my pencil, getting a nice consistent line weight. There's that wall, and here's the roof. So I'm drawing this plane right here going all the way across. I didn't do that window yet, but I will. So that's what I just drew here. All right. Let's draw this roof let's see where, like, how far it goes right here, this edge. Or do you want to do this? Let's do this wall first. Let's do that wall since we did this wall. It'll be going back and forth here, but you really want to draw the things that are in front so that you'll understand that you don't have to draw the things that are hidden from the front elements. So let's do this wall. Same way we did this one, right? What I could do is I'm going to darken in here the edge of this platform from there to there. I'm going to from there to there. I'm going to darken that in right here. Want to make sure I'm going to go to there. So edge of that platform, and I know this wall's 10 feet too, so what I can do is just bring this line and draw a guideline here to my 10-foot wall. Again, always sharpen your pencil every now and then. I'm going to bring this wall that's in the same plane as the edge of my, like that, and then this one goes up. All right, and then the top of my wall is 10 feet, which is right there, because I brought that guideline over. Now I can darken in this side of the wall, right? And I can darken in this side of the wall. My two walls here, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across with these two lines, and they're going to go underneath the roof, right? They're going to stop at that roof. If these two edges of the line right here. So I got to go with this angle, right? That's going to stop right at that roof line, this one. It's the top of my walls, right? Now what I also could do, I'm not going to do the bottom line here yet, but I want to see where this roof ends. I want to know where this edge of the roof ends in the air, right? I know it goes over this wall. That's this, but I want to see where it ends. And where can I get that at? Well, I know my dash is right here at the corner of the roof, right? Right there. So all I have to do really is bring that line up, right? Bring a line up from there, and there's this line here is where it ends. That line, all I did is, I know where the dash is. If I drew it right on my plan, right? I'm just going to bring that line up to there, and there's the edge of the roof. Now I can darken in my roof edge on the south end, right? This edge. I can darken in these two lines. That's the edge of the roof. So let me do that now. I'll do the top first, then come down, spinning that pencil. Oops. Looks like something happened there, huh? Something's happening with my lead. That looks a little too dark, doesn't it? It's okay. I think I went underneath my triangle aggressively. Sharpening my pencil. Then let me get the bottom of the roof here spinning. So there's the edge of my roof here. I'll top it off by darkening that. The roof is on top of that wall, right? The roof is on top of this wall. Now what's really nice about this is that I got that corner. I can start drawing my guidelines to get the side of the roof, right? There, and I know where it is at the bottom. I know where I can draw these lines. This is this side of the roof, right? And I know where it ends because I got the dash from the roof above in my plan right there. I can go up like that, and right there, see that? That's where it ends right there. So let's do that while we have it, right? That's where it meets right there, right? And right there. There's the edge of the roof. This edge of the roof right there is that edge, right? I can start darkening this corner a little bit. All right, I can darken this end, this vertical, little vertical here. Right? Now, it's really connect the dots, draw a line, or whichever, right? I can draw a line parallel to this line, right? And then I'll have the actual roof done. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw this line here. I'm going to darken it in because I know where to go. Well, I don't know where to go to yet. I got to see that line goes over. Now I got to get this edge and make sure this is parallel. There we go. Now I can darken it in because I know where I'm going. Right there. Spinning. Now I'm going to do this one here. It's an interesting exercise here because you're finding where things go from your plan, really. You're projecting lines up. See, there's the slab of the roof, right? It's on top of these two walls. I didn't put the opening yet, but that slab of the roof is right there. And here's this wall. Let's do this opening in the wall here, right? I have this opening right there. We'll do this opening in the roof. Do a couple more elements. So I know in my example I got 3 feet from the sill, the opening, to the platform, 3 feet, and then my opening's 5 feet tall. So knowing that, again, remember I can measure this line. Sharpen my pencil. So what I'm going to do, actually, probably easier to do this. I know where my window is from underneath the plan here. There's the start of the opening. I'm just going to draw a line up vertically, light, and I'm going to measure. I'm going to put, right from that corner, I'm going to put my tick marks for how tall the sill is from the ground, right? 3 feet. And then my window is 5 feet, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then 3 plus 5 is 8. There's my top of my window. So those 2 marks are important for me, right? Now what I could do, remember this has to be parallel to that line. I'm going to draw a line going all the way across because I know my window is underneath this, right? Just like my model, right? That window goes far beyond, so I won't be able to see it. It's going to be cut off from the edge of the roof, right? So here's my opening, the opening, right? But now I got to get the thickness of my sill. But let's darken what we have. So here's the top of my window. Here's the bottom of my window, the sill. And then the vertical, the jamb of the opening. I keep saying window. There's no window there, right? It's just an opening. There's my opening, but it doesn't have a thickness. The sill doesn't have a thickness of the opening, right? So for that, I can do it a couple ways. I can measure or draw a line here, a light guide line here, from here on this angle, the 30 degree. Very light, like so, and then measure that as being 1 foot, right? Because that's the thickness of our wall. Right there, put a tick mark, and then go don't draw the line through this wall. It's got to come out of this wall, right? There's our sill, the thickness of our wall, right? That, what I just drew right there is this thickness right there, from there to there, the sill. Thickness of that wall, which is 1 foot. So there's the opening that we drew, all right? What about that opening in the roof here? Could we do that? Sure. I mean, I'm going to have to draw this wall and this wall. You're going to see that. You have to project lines up to see what you're going to see if you're going to witness them in this drawing. So, for instance, this wall that's underneath here, this one's a tricky one, by the way, the one I did. My design's tricky. I got to create this line, and then this line goes up. This one I did is really tricky. It's challenging. So this is the edge of the wall here, down below, but it's only going to go up just right there because it's underneath the roof. This little line, that wall, you can't see it. I mean, I could draw dashes, but I'm not going to do that. I just want you to know that these lines, some of them, they're not going to go all the way through. You're not going to see them because they're hidden by other elements. But now I can draw the bottom of this wall. I know I got an opening in it, but now I can draw the bottom going from there to there. There's the bottom of the wall, which is that line. Is that line that I just drew. Now, the window, I'm going to do the same way I did that. I'm going to see that window, right, for sure. I'm going to see that bench, right? Just bringing up, want to do the bench right quick? Just bringing lines up from the corners. We know the bench is just little guidelines like so. How tall is the bench? 18 inches. Oops, got to be on that 1/8 equals a foot scale side. 18 inches. Right there. My first line will be this way. I'll darken this in so I know where I'm at. There's the bottom of my bench right here. Now it's just a matter of going around. This vertical I'll darken in a tad. I'll go parallel to that wall. All right. Might as well do this little portion that I can see, but then it gets hidden by this wall here. That little portion, and then I got to do the corner of that bench. I got to keep flipping this triangle. 30, 60, right? And then this will just come over and die into this wall because I can't see it. Right? I can't see this side of the bench because it's hidden by the top of this wall. There's my bench there. My bench. This ramp is simple, kind of simple. I'm going to, here's my ramp. And then here's this side of the ramp. I said I wasn't going to do the whole drawing, didn't I? That's that side of the ramp. Bring this down a little. This side, this top we know is level with the platform, right? Because we're going up, right? We're going up from here. Now I got to bring some lines down, like that. I got to bring this line down because we're sort of carving into the base, right? Right. So now this part is kind of fun because you're like, well, how do I draw the ramp in there? Well, here's the ramp. Here's what we're drawing, right? That ramp. I just got to connect. It's almost like connecting the dots. I got to put my triangle from there to the bottom of the platform and just draw one line. But I need to sharpen my pencil here because it's starting to get a little dull. You know the deal. Let's sharpen this. Now I'm going to go from here to that corner to here, this bottom right there. So like so, make sure it's sharp, spin it. There's my ramp. This is the side wall, right? You can't see this side wall, right? So I can start to darken in these bottom lines. Let's do the top first, right? Sharpen that pencil to make sure, and then draw this corner in. And now I'm just going to go to the bottom there, and then go all the way across right here. Spinning your pencil, right? Kind of nice there, coming together, right? I'm going to skip that window because you know how to do that now. But you want to try this opening in the roof? I'm going to put that opening. Then when I put that opening, I'm going to see that depressed reflecting pool, right? Let's do the opening in the roof, and then I'll stop the video and go to part 2. I'll have it complete in part 2, and I'll render it. So this opening in the roof, right, we have to project lines up. So we know the bottom of the roof is 10 feet. So what I could do is draw some lines from the opening in the roof. I have it here, it's dashed. Draw some light guidelines up from each corner of the opening. Light. Make sure you can see that. Now I can measure it to the bottom 10 feet, or I can measure it to the top, which is 11 feet. Because our walls are 10 feet, thickness of the roof is a foot, so the top of the roof is 11. It's better if we do 11, because then we'll have the same, we'll actually project up the opening right on the surface of the roof, right? So if I measure 11 feet from there, right, because that's at the platform, there's 12, 11 right there. Now it's just a matter, I got the dot here. Now it's just a matter of parallel line, parallel to this angle, just going around. So that'll be the opening. So let me do that here. I'm going to harden these lines or darken them in because I know right away that they're good. I measured them. Now it's a matter of going around until it hits the verticals. This one will hit that, and then if everything goes well, right, which it should, right, this should match, this should hit, right, and it does. You can see that. Okay, so now we got that opening projected up into this to the surface of the roof. Now that roof has a thickness, right, a foot. So I have to bring down a line from the corner here. Darken this in here. I have to bring a line down from the corner, which I already have, but I got to make sure it's 1 foot because that's the thickness of the roof. So right there, put the tick mark. There's my 1 foot right there. So I'm going to come down a vertical line right to there. Now I got to draw a parallel line here, right, and then a line here, right. So now there's my roof, right, with, I could see the edge of the roof here and this edge. Here's my opening, right, 1 for 1 opening starting to come together there. Now you will see that reflecting pool, you'll see the corner of it, so I have to draw that in. I'm going to see this wall a little bit, I'm going to see that wall a little bit coming up, and I'm going to see that stair. That stair is not tricky. You just have to draw each line for the riser, then the tread, the riser, tread, And stair, and we're almost done here actually. But let me draw on this reflecting pool, and then I'll call it a day and have you do the rest. On my second video, you'll see it complete and rendered. I'm going to do it a red. My red's been showing up as orange, but I'm going to do it in a monochrome scheme in red. There'll be instructions for that. But let's do this pool because I'm going to see it through the opening. Right, when I'm looking down, if I look down here like that, I can kind of see it there, and, right, and then it comes out. So I have to draw these two lines because I see them. So this line here I got to draw just from the opening to the edge, like so. And then I'm going to draw this line like that. And I'm going to draw it here because I can't see it coming out. Right? I can see it there. And I have to draw this edge of the pool. Like so. And then draw this line. But now, what do you think's got to happen? We've drawn the outline of the reflecting pool, but it has no depth right now. Right? It has no depth. So what do we have to do? The reflecting pool is 18 inches deep, right? Off our instructions or handout. So I'm just going to draw a little light guideline here from the edge of the pool. And then measure 18 inches down. There. Now I can draw the back side of that pool. And then this side of the pool, right? And this line is going to come down as well. And it's going to die in because we can't see this side, this edge of the pool here, right? That's the side of the pool. Now I just got to do this little vertical here, hard line that vertical in, like so. There you go. Here's the opening. There's the pool down below. Still have to draw. I mean, I could. Here I go again, saying I'm going to cut the video short, right? Here's the side of the platform. Spin my pencil here. Side of this, where it hits the ground, right? Spinning. This vertical here. This vertical in the back. I could draw the outline of the stairs or where they sit. I know this line is going to be, it's going to die right there because the roof is right there, and then I can draw this line. I haven't drawn this opening, right? You have to do that opening or imagine that. And then these walls I'm going to see too, right? I'm going to see these walls. Bring the back side of it up. That edge, then that edge. Yeah, I'm going to see them. These walls in the back. These two walls, I'm going to see them. I just have to measure them, you know. From here, 10 feet, right, from the bottom. 8, 9, 10. Now that I have that, right, I had to sharpen this pencil here. This is going to go across like that, and then this is going to come like that and die into that roof. And then this is going to come down like that. And there's that wall in the back. Just dies in there. This wall right here. There's that wall in the back. Now this one here, I can sort of use this as a guide because that's 10 feet and it's on the same edge. Right? I can do that. Then I could go down like that. Bring that down. Bring that down like so. And then this can go across right to, got to make sure you make sure you're going to the right line because it can get a little bit confusing sometimes. This one I got to draw like that. And then this one's going to come down like that. Now we're getting somewhere. That, and then this is going to die down. I won't see it. There's my top two walls right there. The only thing I didn't complete was the stair. It's challenging, but I want you to finish that. And then I didn't do the opening here, but everything else looks good. All right. Could see my line work. It's a consistent heavy, like medium line. And then we're going to render this with one color that you're going to choose. Show you in the next video. Let me untape it. Show you. Untape this here. Top right, top left. Bottom right, bottom left here. Let's take the tape out. And you can see coming almost there. Nice representation of this model. All right. Put it back to where it was in a spot like that. Setup is very important at the beginning of the setup. And we'll render that video 2, video 3.